This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 8 in the NLT. Guard me as you would guard your own eyes. Hide me in the shadow of your wings. Protect me from wicked people who attack me, from murderous enemies who surround me. They are without pity. Listen to their boasting. They track me down and surround me, watching for the chance to throw me to the ground. They are like hungry lions, eager to tear me apart, like young lions hiding in ambush. Arise, O Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, stand against them and bring them to their knees. Rescue me from the wicked with, with, with your sword. By the power of your hand, O Yahweh, destroy those who look to this world for their reward, but satisfy the hunger of your treasured ones. May their children have plenty, leaving an inheritance for their descendants. Because I am righteous, I will see you. When I awake, I will see you face to face and be satisfied. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren that's teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, shalom. I'm the brother Damal Gibar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. All right, now I want to start with this Psalm 17 chapter as this prayer for protection, because the wicked are oppressing us. And, as we're moving closer into this whole technocracy, as these devils are moving forward with their NWO agenda, we're going to need protection from on high. Because ultimately, this devil through this New World Order and through all of this technology is basically a way of him to completely oppress everybody, from the time you come out of the womb until the time you're dead, whether you're driving in your car, whether you're in your house, whether you're walking down the street, whether you're just, having thoughts in your own head, this devil is looking to be able to, to track you, to have access to, every single aspect of your life, He doesn't want anybody in this new world order to have any wiggle room. He's trying to have it to where every single thought, every single heartbeat, breath, step you take, he's trying to track, trace, and monitor and have complete and total control over every aspect of your life, man. And he's trying to culminate it by putting the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is a micro C hip, and these different brain chip interfaces, and merge man with technology, so that he could play a technological god over every creature, every person, every resource, every single thing on this planet. He's trying to, put it upon his digital grid to ultimately to be God, And like it says here, they're trying to track us down, surround us, and basically, trying to be able to, overthrow anybody that has, any action or thought or movement that goes against his, um, you know, uh, um, against what he believes is, you know, offensive to be ultimately dealt with in real time, you know, via this technology, man. It's all about total control, man. It says here, they are like hungry lions eager to tear me apart, like young lions hiding in ambush. And we know it's talking about physically, he's been able to do this, but now he's trying to do it on a whole nother level. Now he's trying to do it via this technology, man, by merging man with machine, having, 6G, having all these cameras and artificial intelligence, his left-handed angels, your television, your microwave, the router in your house, your refrigerator, like I said, your TV, your phone, everything. He's trying to be able to have access to you through these things, man. And it's mad oppressive and it's mad weird. And ultimately, he's not doing it. He's not doing these things because he wants society and the world to be better. He's doing these things because he wants complete and total control. He wants to be like the Most High, and he's trying to accomplish it via this technology, man. So this is a prayer, against that shit, man. See, and this is why we need Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to come back and to destroy this devil, man, because he's really moving on this time. All right. And it was inspired by this article I read from the People's Voice. It says Europe mandates AI surveillance and all new cars that monitor drivers and refuse to let them drive. And remember, this is just one aspect of this new world he's trying to create. And like I said, he wants surveillance on each and every person, not only while you're driving, but like I said, all day, every day. You know, he doesn't want anybody to ultimately have your God-given freedoms to roam in this world freely. You see, in his mind, you know, he doesn't want the Most High to be able to know all and see all, you know, and he wants to have that type of God-like capability by his own means, which is via this technology and this, like I said, and this new world order that he's ultimately going to move forward with. And eventually, you know, unless you allow him access to these things, to everything, to even the inside of you, he's telling you that you can't function in society without giving him this power over you via this technology, man. And it's mad wicked. And hey, this devil's crazy, man. This is why, you know, we're sending up these prayers and we're reading these psalms from protection from this damn devil to get him off our back. All right, we don't want this devil to have access to the inside of us, even to our innermost thoughts. All right, that's not for Esau Edom to have, because we know he's gonna, if he eventually gets that power, you know he's gonna use it for nefarious and wicked purposes, man. But he'll sell it to you as if he's trying to do it to make the world a better place, to make you a better human, to upgrade you, to for sustainability, to make the world a better place. But no, he's doing it for his own selfish and wicked ambitions, which is basically to try to be like the Most High, man. And basically to enslave all of humanity so that these elites can sit in their ivory towers as technological gods and trying to expand his rulership and dominion on this earth forever, man. You see, but it's not going to happen. But this article is just showing you the plans these devils have in mind, man. So let's read some of this. It says, global elites are racing to turn every private vehicle in Europe and America into an AI-powered surveillance cage capable of watching, tracking, and judging drivers in real time with the power to refuse permission to drive altogether, you see? It's a total system of control, man. But he'll tell you, oh, no, this is not for control. We're just doing this because, you know, we just don't want people dying in auto accidents. And we just want to make sure that you guys are driving safely and the roads are safe. You see, that's the deception that this man comes with. It's all rooted in lies and rooted in to make the roads safer and to get, you know, bad drivers off the road. But really, it has nothing to do with any of that. It's all about control. So that, you know, your ability to drive is going to be based on if you're moving in compliance with what he wants it to be. You see, it's all being done in, you know, deception and in wickedness. It says, beginning in July, every newly registered vehicle across the European Union would be required to include inward-facing driver monitoring cameras designed to track motorists in real time for signs of distraction, fatigue, or so-called unsafe behavior. You see, and that's where the deception comes in. All right, they're trying to tell you we need these cameras for safety purposes, but really it's all for control. It's all rooted in deception and wickedness, man, but being presented as safety. Like the scriptures tell you, when he says peace and safety, then sudden destruction will come upon you, you know? It says at the same time, similar plans are advancing in the United States. Remember, this is a global agenda. You see, they don't want just, you know, these driver monitoring cameras in cars in the EU. They want it in America. They want it in China. They want it in Africa. You know, they want this type of technology and control and power over the people all over the planet Earth, man. And like I said, and it's not just for these vehicles, but it's going to be like this on every level, man. They want to be able to track, control, and monitor you even while you're in your house. You know, they want to track and trace and monitor everything that you're putting in your mouth. You know, this is why they want, you know, a social credit score. This is why they want to have, what is it called? Oh shit, what's it called? Social credit score. They want to be able to, have you know, be able to track how much carbon, how much energy you're using, everything. You see, it's not just, you know, this technology is going to be used for driver monitoring, but they want to monitor you on every aspect of your life. How much resources you're using in your day-to-day life, and be able to restrict that until you've had too much beef. You've had too much. You've taken too many showers for the day. They want to track and trace and monitor you, when you're working, to see if you're being productive, to see if you're, cost effective or not, or just to see, how you're flowing and functioning on their so-called earth, whether you're needful or not. It's very, very demonic and very wicked, man. It says, at the same time, similar plans are advancing in the United States, where federal regulations are pushing toward mandatory driver monitoring and impaired driver detection systems in all new vehicles from 2027 onward. Critics warn the technology will allow vehicles to monitor behavior, you see? And that's what it's all about. And I forget the guy name. One of these technocrats said that, this is why they want these systems in place, because it can ultimately control the behavior of you people. Because why? If you know that you're being constantly tracked, traced, and monitored and watched by Big Brother, so to speak, you'll be on your best behavior, man. Just like in China. This is why China, they don't jaywalk. This is why they don't, tweet particular things. They don't do certain, rebellious type of anti-government protests, because they know they're being tracked and traced, and their actions are going to be immediately punished by the system. They could be, banned from traveling, banned from boarding trains and using public transportation, to where, they can be, some people have been banned from society so much that they become homeless. You see, it's all about controlling people's behaviors and giving these devils complete and total control. It says vehicles to monitor behavior, access fitness to drive, and even restrict vehicle operation entirely. You see, it's all about control, man. It says, under the EU's advanced driver distraction warning mandate, the system will continuously scan eye movement, head position, hand placement, and attention levels while drivers are behind the wheel. You see that? It says, Brussels bureaucrats claim the technology is part of the EU's Vision Zero agenda to eliminate road deaths by 2050, which that's all bullshit, man. It's all about having complete and total control by 2050. And basically, it's going to be set up to where, it'll be such hellish that you're not even going to want to drive, man. You'd rather just get in a driverless car and let AI drive you wherever you want to go. But also, this is going to be used as a way to, for instance, like, not only are they going to be monitoring while you're driving, hey, if they feel like it, they can stop you from accessing a vehicle, Let's say if you want to get in your car, let's say let's say you put a tweet that was very disrespectful. Hey, they can stop you from getting in your car and driving that car. You can try to get in your car and they can just automatically lock and be like, well, according to this section of this code, you've been restricted from being able to access your car or driving on the public roads for 2 weeks or whatever the case might be. You see, or if you're driving a car and you say something that they monitor you, and you say something that they don't like, they can just shut the car off completely and, pull it over to the side and lock the doors in until the police will arrive. They can arrest you for whatever the case might be, man. You see, this shit is all steeped in wickedness, man. It says, critic warns it represents something far darker, the normalization of constant biometric surveillance inside private vehicles, you see? See, this is why they tell you you're going to own nothing and be happy. You see, like I said, this shit is going to be in everywhere, inside your homes, because eventually you're not going to be able to own a home. You're not going to be able to own an apartment. Everything eventually will be owned by the government, and you'll just be loaned houses and cars and jobs and, access to the world, by them, as long as you're behaving as a good slave and a good puppet for these elites, man. It says, for now, drivers who obstruct the cameras will merely trigger warning alerts, but privacy advocates say the infrastructure itself is the real danger. Once installed in millions of vehicles, the systems create the framework for governments, insurers, regulators, and AI algorithms to monitor and score citizens' behaviors in real time. You see, like I was saying earlier, a social credit score, man. It's just giving these devils complete and total control. You see, like I said, it'll control your behaviors. You'll be on your best behavior, You're not going to buck up. You're not going to do things that could get you pinged in real time. It says what begins as safety features, right? Like I said, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. See, could quickly evolve into a digital enforcement tool, and that's what this shit is. You see, and that's why I read Psalms the 17th chapter, the prayer to be delivered from this type of bullshit. You know, it says critic warns insurers may eventually use distraction data to deny claims or raise premiums. A brief glance away from the road, touching a phone at a stoplight, or triggering repeated alerts could later be used to assign blame after accidents. Opponents fear the technology will fuel a safe reinforcing surveillance cycle. Monitoring creates more unsafe driving data. Media outlets amplify panic about dangerous motorists, and authorities then use the manufactured crisis to justify even stricter controls. The controls are escalating as Europe simultaneously advances digital ID systems and biometric driver's licenses. Earlier this year, the EU moved toward mandatory license renewals every 15 years. Critics fear future renewals could eventually depend on AI generated driver safety scores compiled in car monitoring systems. You see? Some analysis believe the endgame is already visible. Vehicles tied directly to biometric authentication, centralized databases, and automated compliance systems capable of restricting mobility itself, you see? And that's what it's really all about, a system of control. Being able ultimately to restrict you from functioning within society if they deem you to be a liability, man. And like I said, and it just sets the stage for, your behaviors to be controlled, for you to become a technological slave to the system, and it gives them all the control. No freedom, no nothing. You see, and they're creating all these systems and putting this system in place to where every function of society is going to lead. You're going to have to eventually acquiesce to these systems in order to function in society. It's kind of how, like, you know, how you know, the way that they're creating this technology, man, is to where you have no choice. Salakia, let me take this call. Salakia. So like I was saying, and this is the system that they're creating to where you're not going to have any choice. It's either you're gonna bow down to this system, or you're gonna be killed, or you'll be separated from functioning within society. So they're leaving all of us with no choice but to enter into these things, or be separated from society. They're giving you a two-way go. Either you're gonna bow down to the system, or you're just gonna die. So they're forcing this shit upon you people, but they're presenting it as, peace and safety. Yeah, it says, in such a future, driving may no longer be a right, but a conditional privilege controlled by algorithms. And it's going to be like this on every aspect of life, not just driving a car, but everything else. If you want a bank account, it's going to be the same thing. Now, you can get a bank account, but you're going to have to give up your biometrics. You're going to have to give them total control, you know? You know, this is why they want to do away with cash. This is why they want a cashless society. This is why everything is going digital, because you're all being led into this control system. It says private campaigners warn that AI systems could eventually scan behavioral data for risk patterns, triggering penalties, mandatory retraining, insurance increases, or temporary driving suspensions without human oversight. See, the issue extends far beyond traffic safety. Europe and the US are laying the groundwork for a dystopian social control system where every journey, every glance, and every moment behind the wheel is monitored, analyzed, and judged. You see, this man's trying to be God with this technology, man. And eventually, if you violate too much, hey, they'll just be like, you know what, you're not fit for the society. They'll turn off your micro C hip. All right, they'll restrict you from society. You won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to walk into a dental office. You won't be able to get medical treatment. You won't be able to go grocery shopping. You won't be able to board a plane, get on a train, ride a bus. Have access to housing. They'll be able to completely to lock you out of the system. Until eventually what? They'll just give you the option to go into one of those euthanasia clinics, and then you'll just, peacefully off yourself because you deemed yourself unworthy to function in this man's new world. This man's a devil, bro. Okay? It says, what starts as a distraction warning system today could become the foundation of tomorrow's digital mobility prison, a world where freedom of movement exists only for those who remain in constant compliance. You see? This man's a devil, bro. All right, so let me get this last precept and I'm going to roll out. This is Psalms chapter 10, verse 2 in the NLT. It says, The wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. For they brag about their evil desires. They praise the greedy and curse the Lord. You see, and this is what this system really is, and in its truest essence, is a way for them to brag of their desires and bring everybody into this new NWO. You see? It says the wicked are too proud to seek the Most High. They seem to think that the Most High is dead. Right. And this is why they're trying to be God. This is why they're trying to hijack the Most High's creation and become technological gods. This is why they're telling you we're going to live forever and we'll be able to transfer our consciousness into into a different body. We're going to always be on top. This New World Order is really a rebranding and an extension of the Edomite rulership on this planet Earth. It's them trying to figure out a way to bypass their up and coming judgment from the Most High, thinking that they got it like that when they don't, man. It says, yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your punishment awaiting them. They sneer at all their enemies. They think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever, you see? And the trouble they're talking about is them trying to break themselves free from the authority of the Most High via this technology, man. And this is why they're moving and doing the things that they're doing, because they think to believe that they're going to be able to sidestep the Most High's judgment via this technology, man, which they're going to fail miserably at. But this is just the pride that this man has and the pride that he's moving with. You see, and you people need to understand that this man is going full speed ahead with this agenda, and he don't care how many of you people get steamrolled in the path of their New World Order. You see, and this is why Jake, you need to get yourself right with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because he is our only protection from what this devil is, coming down the pipe with. It says their mouth are full of cursing, lies, and threats. Right? They're telling you, look, nigga, if you don't bow down to our New World Order, you ain't gonna live. You're gonna die. You're gonna have to come to us for all things, man. Hey, in the future, if you want to eat, you want to buy and sell, you want to have a job, you want to live, you're going to have to bow down to this New World Order. You're going to have to give me complete and total control over your lives. You're going to have to take this brain chip, take this Neuralink, allow us to technologically hack you and, turn you into what we want you to be in order for you to live on our planet, so to speak. And this is what this devil is doing, man. You see, it says trouble and evil are on the tip of their tongues. They lurk in ambush in the villages. Right now, they used to do that physically, but now they're getting ready to do this with this technology, man. With 6G, with cameras every goddamn where, artificial intelligence, smart TVs, these phones. Right now, this technology is already out where they're tracking and tracing everything that we're doing, to a certain extent. But eventually they're going to make it to where they're going to have the legal parameters to do this shit without any constitutional rights or laws preventing them from doing so. It says they lurk in ambush in the villages, waiting to murder innocent people. They are always searching for helpless victims. Right. They're going to be in the future looking for you to fuck up, looking for you to slip up, looking to make an example out of those who are not complying to our New World Order, man. They do that in China right now. If you are a violator and you're not a good citizen, they plaster your pictures all over the city as a constant violator, as a loiterer, as a litterer, as a bad citizen, and people will stay clear of you because they don't want to be associated with you and your bad behaviors, because it could be a stain upon them. You see? It says, like lions crouched and hiding, they wait to pounce on the helpless. Right. And they're going to be using AI and this technology in the future to be able to do this, man. It says, like hunters, they capture the helpless and drag them away in their nets. Their helpless victims are crushed. They fall beneath the strength of the wicked. The wicked think the Most High isn't watching us. He has closed his eyes and won't even see what we do. And this is how this man is moving. And this is ultimately how he is setting up this New World Order with that very same sentiment in mind. The Most High ain't going to do nothing. We good. Hey, go forward with it. No matter how wicked and how abominable and just damn right wicked it is, he's moving in that manner, man. Verse 12, arise, O Yahweh, punish the wicked, O power. Do not ignore the helpless. Why do the wicked get away with despising the Most High? They think the Most High will never call us to account, but we know the Most High is. but he's just allowing this devil to fulfill his measure of wickedness before Yahweh Shai is sent down to crush this devil. But in the meantime, this is what it feels like. Like, damn, this devil, these niggas doing all this wickedness, all these agendas. There ain't nobody stopping. There ain't nobody calling it out. These politicians, these mayors ain't doing anything. They're just going along with it. It just seems as if he's just going to get away with this whole thing. But we know in the grand scheme of things, hey, the Yahweh Shai is going to come and crush these devils' skulls, man. And he's going to come and judge them and take them out of rulership pretty soon. It says, but you see the trouble and grief they cause, you take note of it and punish them. The helpless put their trust in you. You defend the orphans, which is the elect. And we are putting our trust in the Most High, that he is going to come and put an end to this devil new world order when he sends Yahweh Shai. Break the arms of these wicked, evil people. Go after them until the last one is destroyed. And that's what's coming to these devils. When Yahweh Shai crack those clouds and come back, man, to judge and to make war upon all these nations and upon these devils' agenda. It says, Yahweh is king forever and ever. The godless nations will vanish from the land. Yahweh, you know the hopes of the helpless. Surely you will hear their cries and comfort. You will bring justice to the orphans and the oppressed, so mere people can no longer terrify them. Right. And the Lord's going to free us from this wickedness and this abominable new world order agenda this man is trying to establish, man. But hey, you have to understand, this is what this man is doing. This is the direction he's steering the world in. But we know ultimately the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to disappoint this devil. But in the meantime, it's our job to give you warning and to speak on these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and to expose it, man. So Jake, you better get prayed up. You better get right with the Most High, because this agenda is coming, and it's going to lead ultimately to the hour of temptation, to where you're going to have to make a decision to fully lay down and acquiesce to this agenda, or you're going to have to go out as pilgrims and put our faith totally in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and be delivered at the end. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Until the next one, shalom.